this new project. This is operational response intelligence. This project is based on querying the database of real world alarm system in which the user can ask the query for any type of events. Those events could be like complete details on a particular event ID, or who was the workforce dispatched in the event ID, then how many water leakage events happened in a particular timeline. First of all, here in developer can see what is the table schema. So basically this is the first table, which is event details table, and from this event details tables we have created the features for RAG, which are saved in event features table. And this event features table is used to create a vector database in quadrant, which is here, that we can see what does a point look like. In the point metadata we store is the alarm ID, priority, component ID, event ID, and severity. And in the page content we save a narrative text. The narrative text is created. The narrative text is created in this order: the event ID, alarm reference, incident. We use these columns as we can to create the narrative text. And then now we will be asking the question to this RAG agent. When we ask the question, the pattern of this intelligent RAG system is that it first checks the using a planner function that checks the intent. It is here shown analyzing intent. It will analyze that whether this query requires a direct SQL action to be taken, or it requires a vector search over that question, or both. Examples for such type of questions would be, if like in this question, how many pending water leakage events are there has been asked. It is a direct factual question that need to be calculated using a SQL command. But if an question is like what are the building affected for the water leak event this for a given particular event, then for that event using metadata it should extract the vector database. Along with also it can query the Postgres for this. Then if it is asked that show me the response line executed for the week water leak incident at zone 5, then for zone 5 it can query all the incident, and for also it can perform vector database search to check for the water leak events. Now we can see that the after analyzing intent, as it is the strategy is SQL only, and now it is performing SQL. And when it is performing executing SQL command, and now then it will generate the response. We will let us see the database. We can also see in the DB word about these databases. This is we have two tables: event details and event features, which are stored in our database name is event DB. We have stored it here. So now the SQL has been executed and the processing is being done. Like processing means the LLM is generating responses, and the LLM used is hosted on Ollama, and it is Llama 3.2, which is running in a Docker container. Here we can see this. So now we can see that the processing has been completed, and in a few time now we'll see the LLM generating the response. So fancy, like the answer has been come. There are no pending model leakage events in the database, and why this information has been come, we can also verify that because it does not use vector matches, as earlier it has detected the intent to be SQL only. In that the query used was select count asterisk from event details as T1 inner join event features as T2 on their event ID equal and alarm name I like water leakage, and T1 dot alarm status equal to 0. So since it has used alarm status equal to 0, that's why it has given 0. But if I indirectly the database by opening the SQL editor. Yes, I have already written it here, so we can run this command. See, this states that there are four pending events with leakage in alarm name. It means it should have returned four, but it is not returning. The issue here is that the LLM is very small, only 3.2 billion. Also, the database has not is provided exact data columns. Uh, I also not know better of the details of each of the column, that which column represents what in detail. But demo purpose, I have on based on my understanding, I have like orchestrated it. So the orchestrator is working fine and the commands are working fine. The flow is perfect. Only some things which are limitations are to get the exact details about the data columns. Also, along with that, we can ourselves only select the priority based columns which are useful for answering any query, and then we can only send those to the LM, and increasing a bit of parameters to the LM, adding thinking capabilities like using thinking LLM will boost the performance, and it will be more accurate and exact answering with reliability. Thank you.